Привет, друзья! Anatoly, the Soviet Super Saiyan here, and we got a good discussion for you today. I'm here with Gacha Talks. Say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Gacha Talks here. First time on the channel with the boy. We've done some work in the past. It's great to be here.
You're right. This is the first time you're on the channel. Because we did that podcast before, but I never thought about the fact that you've never been on here.
Yeah. So I'm excited. We actually have 2 videos planned for today. We're going to do one over here. The boy came up with an amazing idea to fix the friend system in Dokkan, so we're definitely going to discuss that. And then we're going to talk about the World Tournament over on mine. So it's going to be a pretty cool 2 videos for you guys.
Yeah, it should be a great time. I don't do a ton of Dokkan content, like video-wise on my channel, but I play a ton of Dokkan. So I'd like to think that I at least, have a decent, perspective on it. So here's the way that I look at fixing the friend system. I've seen a lot of people who propose ideas where they're just, saying things that players would want. But if you just give a solution that is good for players and disregards if the company benefits from it too, then I feel like we're wasting our time, giving the solution. So, do you agree with me on the fact that I feel like any solution to be taken seriously by, Akatsuki as a whole needs to pretty much consider what I see is 3 things. You need to make the player base happy. It needs to not lose Akatsuki money, and then beyond not lose them money, it has to be able to generate them an increase in revenue enough to justify funding and implementing the changes in the first place.
Yep. So one thing that I would actually love for them to do, which was unfortunately, rest in peace to Trident, but the way that Hydros had it set up and Trident was, to me, the perfect way that they could have possibly done it, which was just kind of mirror your own leader. And obviously in Trident, it was the rainbow lead, but they could change that and just, give an option to mirror your own, because there's so many units in Dokkan where we can't actually flush them out, like Android 13, for an example. Piccolo
is the one I think of every single time. And listen, that is the exact solution that I had too. The one game that does that, I'm pretty sure, is One Piece Treasure Cruise. I know that Trident did it too, but like you said, it doesn't have to be the maxed out version. Literally make it a mirrored clone of whatever your leader is. Say you have, the leaders is Super Attack 10, 55%, that's what your friend is. Say you have Super Attack 5, no hidden potential, that's what your friend is. And the one thing that I was thinking, though, is if you just kind of straight up did that, then it makes it kind of makes the friend system a little less attractive, because for the most part, especially if you spend at all, I don't spend that much, and I still feel like a lot of the characters I have are better than the ones I see with a lot of my friends having. So what I was thinking could possibly be done too is, if you use your mirrored friend, you don't get friend points. If you use a partner, one of your friends' characters, you still get friend points. But I also think that the friend point system needs to be, the rewards for it at least, need to be revamped heavily too.
Yeah, it would be cool. I know they do change up the friend point system every so often with they'll add the super, you'll be able to get the Kais and more Hercule statues and stuff like that. It would be pretty cool for them just to kind of leave that there, more of the time, maybe lower the rates. But yeah, they would definitely need to change that up.
Mm-hmm. So I think it would be great. The simplest change, like you said, if they made that permanent, just like the better friend, the friend summon. But I was also thinking, if you made, say, some shop, even if it was something super, super limited, in availability, but something that people wanted a ton, and then you could kind of not have to go to the gacha system to get it. It could make people more likely to use their friends and stuff. The one thing I was thinking of is link leveling is kind of a pain in the ass. I love that it's in the game, but I personally don't do it a ton, just because, especially once you get towards the last couple levels, it's just so much RNG. if they added something where even if it was like 50K or 100K, friend points, and you could just like guarantee or some amount and guarantee a link level up, then I feel like all of a sudden people would be trying to get friend points way, way more. And then on top of that, since like you get friend points if someone else uses your partner character, right? Or however you want to call that.
Yeah, just about.
So like if you get points whenever they get used, I feel like that would incentivize people, like from a costing perspective, to want to summon more, because if you have a 79% or even a 69% character as your friend versus someone else's 55%, well, you're gonna be chosen to be used more and rack up way more points. But
yeah, no, exactly. I guess, no, you're hitting, dude, you had a lot of good points for this. My thing was always just kind of like, I just always wanted like a mirror. I didn't even think about a new friend system, reward system, which would be cool. I think I would love that. I'm trying to think what else would be cool. I wish they had an option where you could literally choose leads, right? Because it's one thing to mirror, but another good thing that you can, but I feel like the whole friend system just kind of sucks because I end up using so many guest accounts anyways. I wish it would make a separate tab for your friends as leads, and then a guest tab as well, where you could choose other people's, because if they don't want to mirror, right? Let's say they don't want to mirror, they're like, oh, that's too much, even though the coding's not an issue because Hydros did it so easily. They could easily just add a section where it's guest, and then have another one for your friends list. And then the guest one, put all the random leads that you want. That does, like, look, today I did a video with my boy Heising, and I had to sit there for 20 minutes refreshing to get an int Gohan leader. And then the one I ended up picking up was a guest one.
Dude,
it's
I hate when you have to do that.
Like,
it's just here's the other thing that I was thinking of that they could possibly do is if they didn't want it, if they didn't want to give us the mirror, why not make it so like you can use your friends guest leaders more than once? Like, 'cause I feel like at that, just say, you're my friend, I have you as a friend on there, you have the ultimate Gohan set as your friend, I use it once, I come back to the event, I can use yours again. And that way, at that point, it would be, I want to keep friends with as strong as characters as possible, but if I can even find one person who has this leader, then I know I always have access to this team. And from Akatsuki's point of view, we wouldn't just have limitless access, and it is a system that would reward people who have, spent more and gotten, more fleshed out characters a lot more happily.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty dope too, man. These are like a lot of the ideas that I feel like Akatsuki should listen to in those surveys and kind of stuff like that in general. But unfortunately, a lot of it does go under the radar because I want to say that they listen a lot, but unfortunately, I'm not sure if you know this, but a new chairman actually stepped into the seat of Dokkan back in November or December, and unfortunately, this guy's mindset's a bit different. Like, we could see it with, how scarce events have been. We could see it with banners and just kind of stuff like that. And
I've heard a lot of people talking about the fact that when they replaced the person there, that it took a noticeable downturn.
Yep. Exactly. So it has not been so high, obviously, with the safety net features. So, what I'm trying to get at is just the fact is here, the problem, it's that I think they have a new mindset looking more towards money and not so much as, the AI of the game, because unfortunately, again, it is a business.
Yeah.
I really want them to go and change this friend system and do all this, but I almost want to say that I don't even think this is on the radar. I don't even think they're thinking about it. They don't care.
It's like that's why one of the things I was mentioned earlier is like as nice as it would be to implement one of like a new system, it not only has to, not make like, them less money, it has to make them enough money on like additionally to what they're already making to justify the time and, like resources it would take to do it. And the thing is Dokkan already prints money so ridiculously. Like I remember I was looking into it once and it was like Dokkan's revenue was something like almost 0.5% of the like global gaming industry's revenue a year. Like it was just literally something fucking bananas like that. So if they're already that successful, and we know that like, the new chairman is way more just like business oriented, I agree with you 100%. Where I have no confidence in saying I think this will be addressed or even listened to, or that they even give a fuck about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's on the radar. They're looking at money right now. Dokkan's actually had a pretty crappy year in terms of revenue. It's probably one of the lowest years, actually.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's been really low. Mainly, of course, with like everything that's going on.
Well, I guess fair enough. The last time I saw their revenue was like right before like global anniversary, and then like the worldwide celebration happened. So I just like assumed that those would be better received and better done than they were. But I guess it doesn't surprise me they're not making as much money as they usually do. Like I started playing Dokkan 4th year, and 4th year was pretty good up until about when you said that new chairman came in, and then
the chairman came in on basically during the right before the Super Saiyan 2 banners came out, which here's the other thing on how Dokkan works. Dokkan works in 6-month increments. So basically
what's got ahead, so if you wouldn't have immediate impact, it would be,
like right now we're seeing what the new chairman wanted. So like, with the worldwide celebration, he envisioned the partner super attack, which that's the direction he wants to take the game into. We've seen how banners have been changing. Like he's been trying to make banners a lot more, powerful. Like each banner that drops always have some insane value to it. Like the Frieza banner, they did this Halloween banner on global, which is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of great units on it. Unfortunately, can't recommend a summon on it, but
no, not at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, but you could definitely see where he's coming from in terms of like his mindset, how things are coming together. He's looking more at that versus the content itself, because the newest content that we got was that new Frieza event over on JP, and nobody really cared for that one.
Wait, what Frieza event?
There's a new Frieza.
I just don't play JP.
I don't actually play it either, but it's okay. It's kind of like another punching bag event. It's not the greatest. Oh, unfortunately, it's kind of crappy. Yeah, dude, it's not the best. But other than that, we could see what he wants. And right now, I don't know. It's just not there for me. The game's just been kind of dying out a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people think the game's dying. I don't necessarily think the game's dying.
I don't necessarily think that. I think we have a long way to go before I'd say it's a dead game, but I mean, you can only go downhill so long before you've just gone too far,
Yeah. I want to say Dokkan has a couple years left, and I'm pretty strong with that. I think Dokkan could definitely hit a 10-year anniversary type of game easily.
Depends how it's taken care of. I feel like it definitely could, but it needs to change up a few things if it wants to last that long.
So here's the thing. My biggest conspiracy theory, and I said this on the Dokkan podcast last night, is that what they're basically doing is that they're setting up Dokkan in a way where, they're setting up for something big with the safety net features, with, the lack of content, the lack of everything. I think they're currently setting up the game for a not like a rebirth, because I don't think they'll ever change the gameplay, but I think they're going towards something huge. And I think it's going to come out in the 6-year anniversary. I'm pretty sure the 6-year anniversary, we could see a significant difference in Dokkan on JP. We won't see it on Global for a bit, but I could potentially see them really just knocking it out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a feeling. I just feel like they're
it honestly
slowly
makes
working
sense
on something.
because like the way that I see it is there's one of two possibilities. Either they are doing that, and the reason that like there's so like little
going on now comparatively is because they focused the team elsewhere on something so big that they can't really show and don't want to show, but it's taking away their ability to like keep the game at the pace it was before, or they're cutting their losses, they're keeping their costs as minimal as possible, and they're just riding out profits till the game dies. I personally cannot see the second being the case, so I think they're planning on doing something that they perceive as very game-changing and impactful, and it obviously is taking the resources of something that could be. There is just a part of me that fears that if they don't knock it out of the park, then and just absolutely, pay off for all the effort they've invested into it, that it could really harm the game compared to if they had just spent all that time continuing how it was before.
Yeah, no, I completely get what you're saying, man. I completely get what you're saying. 100%.
I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, on a slightly off topic,
is I understand why, they, like, as a game, like, they're developing, 6 months ahead of time. So you obviously can't just, fire up a new idea, like, every couple weeks and just put it into the game.
But the one drawback to that is, like, how slowly change can actually get implemented, no matter how, like, unless it's absolutely drastically needed. Just because, like, even if we had, a brand new, like, chairman come in and completely have a different vision, it'd be 6 months till we can start seeing the impact of it. And I mean, it could be worse. Like, have you ever heard of Magic the Gathering? I'm assuming you have.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So they actually, they used to develop on a full 2 years out,
like all the card sets before they would actually be released. And I mean, they've recently only been, they've dropped it down to, I believe, 18 months. But when that's good, it's good. But there was one time I played and they just had this one director come in who, instead of having the game be like real complex, like real decision heavy, just like really thought a better direction for the game would just to be like to crank up the power level to like all creatures and stuff, and just like really like drastically reduce down the level of like interaction between like the cards and abilities and stuff had. And it just like made the game so fucking bad for a while. And then they eventually obviously like, he got fired because like sales were fucking just hemorrhaging. But then they were just locked in for another 18 months of like a design that had already been proven to not be fun.
I'm glad we don't gotta wait that long for this.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not gonna be like that.
Yeah, God, could you imagine?
100%, man. Yeah, no, that would be insane. So, you've come up with some insanely good ideas. 100%. Like the whole idea of the friend system, that's like my biggest gripe with Dokkan right now. Just fix that so I could at least play different teams and stuff like that.
Dude, that's the thing. It's like I would play it so much more. Like, the number one thing that makes me not play Dokkan sometimes is I'll go in and I'll be like, you know what? I want to go bust out just like a pure Wicked Bloodline team. I want to run like my AGL Metal Cooler as a lead. The only AGL Metal Cooler friend I have is a guy who quit playing 2 weeks after the banner left. So I can go run that team once a day. Wow. Like, I love that Wicked Bloodline team, but, can't run it the way I want it that often. And then, like, the amount of times that happens, like, it just, like, it's not that it makes you, like, hate the game, but it's just like the 1,000 lashes that wear you down over time. It's like, oh, can I go run this guy's elite? Oh, no, I can't. Oh, can I run, like, Super Saiyan 2 or something? Oh, no, I can't go do that. And I don't know, running the same team builds over and over again gets so boring. Especially, like, I feel like there's a certain point in the game where, like, difficulty is just no longer relevant, and it just becomes I want to run things that I enjoy running.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I 100% feel that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes Dokkan surprises us and does something good. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't expect the link update to come to global as quick as it did. I thought we were gonna have to wait way longer for it. But same with but you know what? We'll see. We'll see. Only time can tell. Only time can tell.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly, man.
I don't know. You got anything else you want to add into this discussion? I don't really got too much more else to say.
I think we've pretty much addressed everything I wanted to address in the video, man, and really just thank you so much for having me on, dude. I mean, I had a good time. Definitely like all of your ideas, great ideas. And guys, whenever those surveys drop, definitely hit them up with, Soviet's ideas, dude, because I'm definitely going to try incorporating that whenever the next survey comes in, because, dude, you had some really good ones today.
Yeah, for real. I appreciate the hell out of you being here, man. It was awesome to finally have you on the channel. If anyone made it this far, if there's somehow people, some of you Soviet Saiyans who don't follow Gacha Talks, you haven't subscribed to him yet, make sure you go to his channel. Go show him a bunch of love. Like, that man puts in more work than almost anybody I know. He puts in has amazing content. And hey, we're gonna have a part 2 talking about how to fix the world tournament now over on his channel, and you're not gonna want to miss that either. So
for sure, man.
Appreciate you being here, man.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and until the next time, peace.
All right, see you guys later.